Hello, welcome to the Stacey Rose Show. Thank you for tuning in for daily motivation, inspiration, and positivity coming at your way here live. I'm here home since we are confined doing the daily show. So here to share some inspiration, some insight to what's going on in your world, things that maybe are relatable to you, that's happening, that maybe you can use this information to help you become better aware of what's not serving you in your life and how you can work on yourself. So today we're going to talk about what we can talk about today. You want to know? Do you let the inner critic get in your head? That, or are you an inner critic? Are you someone that's, what do I want to say? Not bullied, but told by inner critic that you're not good enough, worthy enough, you don't look, talk, dress this way, or act like others in their life. So we're going to address that today. So before I go any further and talk and share my conversation with you today, thank you for tuning in. Hello, my name is Stacey, and I am an artist creating my masterpiece called Life. I am the creator and host of the Stacey Rose Show, the podcast. You can check me out on Spotify, Apple, and iHeart. And you can also see me in action here live on YouTube, the Stacey Rose Show. And what else? I'm an entrepreneur, fitness, health, life coach, owner of Live Health Fits. So yes, and I'm a mom, and life is a blessing. Let's just say that. So let's get right to it. Okay. So what do I have for you today, my love? Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the world, whether you're listening on my podcast or here on YouTube or on TikTok. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and get ready to listen. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and we will discuss them. So do you let chronic critics get in your head? When others tell you how, let's see, yes, I'm reading my description. That took me an hour and a half to do. So I'm going to read it. When others tell you how they feel about the way you dress, act, look, or talk, you know what? They are really saying that they don't accept you for who you are, the way you look, the way you act or think. You need to change yourself to be the person I want you to be. That's what's going on in their head. Ouch. You know anybody like that? Are you that person that's always criticizing someone and telling them, well, why are you dressing like that? Why are you wearing that? Or why do you look like that? Why don't you act like this? Why don't you think like this? Why don't you do this? You know that person? I think we all know somebody. Or could you possibly be that person? Maybe we're both, right? We could be a little bit of both. We could be the person that, especially if you're a parent, we tend to do that with our kids. It's kind of control, right? Don't act like this. Don't do that. They compare you to others. Why don't you act more like your brother, your sister? Have you heard those words? Or act like him or her, and so on. If you don't know who you are, guess what? You believe the chronic critics, their put downs, their criticisms, their judgments, or whatever word you want to label it. You definitely don't need people like that in your life, right? It's definitely easier to walk away from the chronic critics. Is it? But how do we walk away from our inner critic when we hear negative chatter going on in us, right? Whether you call it the mean girl, the mean boy, the negative thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, the inner critic, the negative chatter in your mind saying you're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. You're not pretty or smart enough. I believe the worst critic is ourself. We are our worst critic, right? We are our worst enemy. We need to become aware of the thoughts that are triggered by the chronic critic and replace them with, guess what? Positive thoughts that we are loved, that we could act, dress, think, and be who we want to be without feeling we have to please others for the sake of making them feel good or right. You guys are feeling this? Thank you so much for the love. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. I will respond to your comments. Just I'm trying to get through my talk here, and we will do open Q&A. So remember this, they have their own inner work to do for themselves. So I almost want to feel bad for people who are always like criticizing and judging and complaining that you're not good enough, that you need to do this, X, Y, Z. They got their own shit to deal with. So stop believing what others say. And most importantly, stop believing the inner critic, right? Stop believing those lies within you. What I want you to do, you can do this now, you can watch the replay, but to help you to become aware is reflect and write down the people, places, and things that light you up. Listen, Write down your values, your likes and dislikes. This will help you to get to know thyself, right? Get to know yourself. What triggers you, what brings you joy, what lights you up, what makes you sad. And so you can work on those, right? So you can face those things. This will help you to get to know thyself, create an empowering statement that defines, and then create an empowering statement that defines who you are. So write all this stuff down, write who you are, what you like, and then write yourself an empowering statement. And then you know what? Believe it. Believe that statement, live by it. No one can take that away from you only if you allow them and give them permission. Because when you know yourself, whatever anybody has to say, whether they like it or not, you could give a F because you know who you are, you know thyself, you know what you like, you know how to act, you know how to behave, you know how to talk, you like the way you dress, the way you act. Be you, authentic and true to who you are, and never change yourself to fit someone else's image of you. Never ever do that. I think, sometimes in our life, we've probably all done that, right? Where you put on this mask, you pretend to be someone else for somebody else. Maybe you'll dress a certain way to make somebody happy. You eat or drink or you do things to make that person happy. You act and behave a certain way when you're around their family or friends because they tell you, hey, can you just not talk about this and make sure you don't say this or that? I don't want you to embarrass me, because that's what it really comes down to. They don't want to be embarrassed or when they're seen with you. They want you to act in this image that they have of you. So surround yourself with people who don't judge you, criticize you, or put you down for being you. People who have your best interest, reliable rescuers, as I like to call them, or in the book I read, who offer constructive feedback and lift you up or show you a better option, right? Without having to scold you, criticize you, like, oh, why are you wearing this? I've had that in my life, right? I remember my ex-boyfriend, I remember getting all dressed up, my makeup on, I felt all hot, sexy, and he's like, you got so much makeup on. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but I feel good. It's fun. And he was just like all like negative about it. I'm trying to think what other stories. Um, I think we've been there, oh, make sure not to talk about this or that when we go to see our family or friends. I'm like, okay, I won't talk about that then. If it's gonna bother you, I'll just zip my lip. So we all have our stories, right? So in life, there's gonna be chronic critics externally, meaning external people in our world, and internally. But remember that internal critic is the worst because you could walk away from the external people. You can walk away from someone. You can go in another room. You can get in the car and leave, but you can't leave your head, your mind, those thoughts going. So you need to learn how to control them, contain them, and to become aware of them. So when you gain control of your inner critic, you will become aware of the external critics and have the choice to not be part of their world. Yes, remember, no one can make you feel anything less than you want to feel. With, they don't have your permission. Don't allow them to. And we get to another conversation about don't take anything personally, but we'll say that for another talk. And to end it, no more letting chronic critics get inside your head. That was my blog, my post, my description for this conversation. It's like, that took me an hour and a half to write. Can you believe that? So therefore, I'm going to read it because those are my words and I'm speaking it now here. So, wow. So are you someone that criticizes others for them not doing or acting or dressing or looking a certain way? I think we've all been there. The best thing is either when you're watching TV. I've learned not to do that because it's easy to see people on TV and say, oh, look at why is she wearing that? Why is she dressed like that? Oh, she sings horrible. Look at she can't dance. Like we could always say something negative about other people, but I've learned to say, I respect them. If that's how they want to look and dress and stuff, that's them. I don't want anybody to tell me how to dress or look. So you have to think about that. Do you want someone to tell you how you need to act? How you need to dress, how you should look? Oh, go put some makeup on. Oh, you should go dye your hair. I see gray hair. Or that doesn't look good and stuff. Why don't you change that outfit or whatever? No, right? So don't do it to other people. So we got to remember, we got to just be respectful because guess what? You get to do what you want to do and other people can do what they want to do. But for some reason, we have this like control. We want to be able to control everybody. We want other people to be like us, right? That's what it is. And when other people don't act or do and behave or look how we do, we want to criticize them and kind of say, hey, that's not right. But why? Who says our way is the right way? Maybe we got it wrong, and the way they're acting, behaving, and looking and dressing is the right way. If they want to dye their hair pink, black, blue, red, or yellow, God bless. They got the courage to go do that. You can do whatever you want. So that's the thing we have to. My youngest daughter was always like that. Now that I'm talking about stories here. A couple years ago, we were living at my brother's house because I was in a bad place in my life. My brother let me and my kids live with him until I figure out my next move, which from there is where I found and discovered myself and me, and life is better now. But anyways, so I remember we were all living there. It was probably like 10 people in this house. My brother has he has 4 kids, his wife, I think there's a dog or 2 dogs, and my kids and me. And then all the teenagers had their friends over. It was like one big freaking crazy house, one big party. And so, I was kind of I was single and I was kind of exploring and go out in the world, and I'd do my hair and my makeup or dress a certain way. And my daughter would be like, why are you dressing like that? Why are you doing that? I'm like, girl, can you leave me alone? Like, you do you and let me be me. You know, you be you and I'll be me. Like, she'd always be like, why are you wearing that? I think what it was is because here she's a teenager. She's kind of discovering her own image and style and things that she likes. And here I was kind of dressing because, I have to say, I feel youthful. I don't want to put it out there, but I can get away wearing a mini skirt, leather black pants, white low cut jeans. My TikTok followers know what I'm talking about. Mini skirts. So, I was wearing this. Plus, at that time too, I had like lost 10 pounds. I was like so fit. I was like, wow, I had a 6-pack, and I'm like, holy shit. So I was like, I can wear these little tank tops and show my midriff, and I felt confident and sexy. So I was just dressing up, yes. And so my daughter was a teenager at the time, 12, 13. Seeing her mom look all hot, I guess it made her feel uncomfortable and was like, question me, why are you doing this? Why are you dressing like this? Why, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, you be you and I'll be me. You'll understand when you're my age one day. Oh, anyways, that's what I have for you guys. So I've been there, where people are just like, and I think kids have it a lot too. Like in high school, that's where bully comes in, getting picked on for not being a certain way or acting a certain way. But I think in generations past, people have kind of learned to create their own cliques, their own groups, so they feel welcomed and invited, but then they're not welcome and invited in other groups and cliques. And so it's crazy. I don't know if school's still like that. If you still got the jocks, the cheerleaders, you got the preppies, you got the rockers. I don't know if we got the rockers anymore, but you got the goth, you got the e-boy, e-girl. I don't know, whatever's going on right now in the world. But why can't we just all intermingle? I mean, I remember when I was in high school, I was the girl who was friends with everybody. I wasn't like part of one group or clique because I already was that girl that always got picked on. I was the one who never felt like I fit in. But it came to when I was high school, I'm like, F that. I'm not going to fit in that group or that group. I'm going to be me. And that's exactly what I did. So if you guys see my personality, if I look back then, 10 years old, I was preaching. I was called church girl. You heard me right. I was called church girl when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. And because I was like sharing stuff like this. My mother got back to the Catholic Church, and I went to the church when I was 10 years old, and I was alive and enlightened. And I was like, oh, so passionate and fired up that I was like sharing this at 10 years old. Like my friends, do you pray the rosary? Do you wear a scapular? Do you go to church? Like, and people were like, no, no, no. And I was like, oh, not everybody does this. You start kind of learning that what you know or believe or do, not everybody else does. So you kind of start seeing. And then of course people were making fun of me, but you know what? That fuels me up because I was like, okay, I must be doing something right. Church girl. I was all proud to wear that name, that title. And that went through like till 9th grade, church girl. My friends used to try to get me to swear. They try to get me to do bad things. And because they knew they wanted to break me. But I was true to who I was. And then in high school, you could see the categories, like I said, the cliques and the groups and this and that. And I was still kind of figuring out like me, like what's my style, what do I like? But then by time I did have a shift in high school. I went from moving out of where I grew up to another town my sophomore year. So that was like a total like a flip, like just my whole world was it came crashing. Everything I knew, now I'm in another town, and just I felt lost for like the year. It wasn't until finally my junior year I kind of finally grounded myself. I got some ground, made some friends and stuff like that, and really started exploring who I was, what I like to dress, my style, personality. And I came to realize by my senior year, I was the girl. I would dress preppy for one day if I wanted to. I would dress like rocker one day. Well, I don't know if I did rocker. It was more like hip hop, right? I wore the baggy pants with the boxers. I wore my oh my goodness, what are the black boots? They're back now in style. Ah, it'll come to me. Oh my goodness, the black boots. What are those? My daughter has a pair of them. Whatever. I was wearing those with a bandana in my hair, the high ponytail, looking Puerto Rican, and like, don't mess with me. Then I would wear my sexy like bodysuit with my white. I had a pair of white jeans back in high school. I had a pair of white, jeans. And how else would I dress? So whatever I was feeling for the day, I dressed like that and stuff. So, oh my gosh, what are those shoes? They're gonna come to me. Come to me. The black boots. The black boots. What are they? You guys, anybody here know those black boots that were back in the big in the 90s? Doc Martens. Doc Martens. That's it. Doc Martens were around in the 90s, you guys. Oh my goodness, and they're back. So, I would just dress and be who I wanted to be. And all the girls hated me. They did. Like all the cheerleaders, oh my goodness, my whole class, all the girls just did not like me. And of course, I had more guy friends. All the guys liked me. Is that typical? You guys here are watching, probably laughing. But even back then in high school, I had more guy friends, just friends, guy friends, than the girls because I don't know, they were jealous. It didn't click. But I did have friends that were underclassmen. All my good friends were a grade under than me. I didn't have any good friends in my grade. They were all like a grade or two under me. Yes, Doc Martens are still big in the UK, and they're back. My daughter has a pair. I think I wore them for one of my videos. So, these are some stories I'm just trying to tell you is that, in high school and a longer way in our life, we're trying to find ourselves, discover ourselves. But along the way, there's the chronic critic, and it probably starts first with our parents, comparing us to our brother or sister or to society, or this is how you have to act, this is what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. And then we hear in school what teachers have to tell us what we should do and how we should, prepare for life, whatever. So we've always been hearing, whether you want to call it, being criticized or advice or guidance. But there's a way to approach people and tell each other things. Like I said, be that person to support someone, maybe call them out on their behavior, but don't scold them, lift them up, maybe show them a better option or there's another way. But don't be like, oh, don't judge them and put them down like you're better than them. That's the worst. Like, we are not better than anybody else. Maybe you're at a level where you are in life and there's going to be someone better than you or not as good as you where you are in life. But doesn't mean that we have any right whatsoever to criticize or judge someone else for where they come from, the way they look, the way, their ethnicity, their religion, their background. No. I mean, I think I've been on the whole spectrum. I grew up, I lived in the projects when I was a little girl. I got beat up by the Puerto Rican girls. And I could say that because I am Puerto Rican, but I was the white girl. I looked like the white girl in the projects. And so I got picked on and bullied in high school. I had everything in between, holy shit. But, so grew up with a single mom, didn't have a father around. So, I'm trying to think what didn't happen, but I don't use those stories as an excuse. Like, look at me, poor me. I had a bad life or this and that. I look at it. Everything in my life has been lessons learned. Even my marriage for 15 years, being a mom of 3, getting to toxic relationships, getting, abused, whatever you want to call it. Like everything was a lesson learned. And now I'm in a better place for it. And I'm a lot stronger and a bit wiser, right? Okay, give it a rest for a minute. So you're right. Okay, I'm gonna wrap things up, you guys. So that was my talk, a few stories. I got a little personal here with you. So I'm gonna wrap things up. I'm just gonna look at some comments here so I can move on my day. I did do a video, so my TikTok followers and peeps, and even my podcast listeners and YouTube, you can check me out on TikTok. I'll be posting a video of circuit video, little fitness today. So go check that out. But yeah, so let's see. Where are you guys tuning in from? Where are you from? Hey, Harley man. I'm from Connecticut. So let's see what I can go back in the comments here. So how do you go live? Hey Sean, how do you go live? Be you, yes, Hawk. Hey, what's up? Be you. Any questions here? Bet they look great on you. Yeah, which ones? All the pants, the dresses, the mini skirts. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, JS. Hi, Ryan. Oh, yes. Let's see, Def Hot. Oh, wow. Can you wave? Hey, I'm waving. I'm waving. What's up? What's up? Beautiful smile. Oh, thank you so much. Awesome job. Okay, I appreciate it. I like your eyes. Oh, it's so funny. Anybody have any questions pertaining to talk? Yeah, I know I talk a lot. That's why it's called the Stacey Rose Show, the talk show. But no, I'm looking now at comments. So if you have any questions or anything to say, I will give you shout outs. I will try to answer the best that I can because I'm not perfect. I bet you could still rock it. Have you not checked out my mini dress on my TikTok or my white jeans or black leather pants? Not to be anything, but I think I still have it. Wait till you see my fitness video today. Since I'm a fitness coach, ever since I was a little girl, actually, I've been exercising, dancing. I think that's why I probably look so youthful because I'm telling you, movements, taking care of your mind and body, move your body will keep you looking youthful. It will relieve the stress. Are you married? Not yet. Thanks, Big Willie, for following. Give it a rest. I know. Let's see what else we got here. Hey, what's up, dresses? Worcester, Mass. We have Patrick from Massachusetts. What's up? Your videos are awesome. Thank you. How long did it? How long did it? I know, rocks it. Yeah, what's up? Okay. So again, are you a critic? Do you let critics get in your head? And like I said earlier, our worst critic is ourself. But a lot of those negative or limiting beliefs or thoughts we have in our head were probably due to circumstances and external chronic critics getting in our head from our past and our lives till to this day. I mean, when someone's always telling you don't look good, you're not pretty enough, oh, look at that dress, or look how you're dressing or acting, you should act like this person, oh, look at that person, how they're dressed, or why aren't you better than your sister or brother? Oh, oh. So those things become your limiting beliefs. They become your paradigm. So you need to become aware and shift that. Because if you're in your head constantly thinking you're not good enough, smart enough. Okay, you're right. If you believe that person, like, oh, look at, he's right. How does he know I'm stupid? How does he know I'm dumb? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's true. I'm ugly. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy enough. I might just go sit in my couch and go cry and just be miserable and hate life and hate the world. Like bullshit. Don't listen to other people unless it's constructive criticism, constructive, where they're helping you to better yourself. But if they're just picking on you and what was the words I used? Putting you down, judging you. Eh, you don't need those people in your life. And if there's somebody that really are close and dear to you, then you need to tell them how you're feeling and say, you know what, you need to stop because enough's enough. Let me be who I want to be. Accept me for who I am. And if you can't do that, then leave, walk away, go, see ya, adios. So, okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap things up here because I'm over 20 minutes, and I'm gonna wrap things up with my podcast and YouTube. I'll stick around on TikTok for a few minutes to answer any questions, and then I gotta go so I can work on some of my projects I'm excited to do. So before I leave, yes, I've got my Friday Zumba class, dance fit class, I have to call it, but everybody knows Zumba, so but still, it's my style of dance, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Friday. Right as of currently, I'm offering it free until I figure out what the next step or move is. How I can monetize. I'm not trying to make a buck or a bang here, but a buck is to offer something that could help somebody right now during this time of like uncertainty, this time of quarantine, this time of like being stressed and overwhelmed with what's going on in the world. So I want to give back to the community and offer free classes. So if you want to participate in my free dance fit Zumba style class, reach out to me, message me on YouTube or here on TikTok, leave a comment in one of my posts, or best is to go over to Instagram at Stacy Blue Rose and DM me, message me, and let me know you're interested and you want to participate in my free online. It's a Zoom, so I need you to message me so I can give you the information so you can join the class on Friday, 11 a.m. So that is what I'm putting out there. It's my my pitch right there for you. Okay, you guys. So go out in the world. Feel free to share this with anybody you know that can use this positivity, this talk, this conversation. Make sure to go like and subscribe and follow me on YouTube and my podcast, The Stacy Rose Show, same name. And I'm on iHeart, Apple, and Spotify. Yes, I'd appreciate the love and the support. And just let me know how I could better serve you. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about and share. I'm trying to keep things, real here. I don't want to talk about the coronavirus every day or, I try to interject it into some of our conversations. But, these are also things that I'm sharing with you that can just help you in everyday life, in your world. Yes, yes. Thank you. So with that, you know what time it is. It's time to go out and share love, make peace, and go be happy and go share positivity, inspiration, and motivation with one another. Until next time, my dear, I'll see you here tomorrow. And if you do decide to share this out, or if you want to help me out and spread the word, you can screenshot the podcast or the YouTube video and tag me at Instagram at Stacy Blue Rose. So my other fans, or we can share this and spread this good word to other people so they can be invited and they can listen to this positivity. If you think it's worth it, share it with your family, loved ones. Till then, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye-bye. Thank you.